back to Southeast by Midwest Beauty. I know it has been a while and I do really apologize for that, but some things came up with summer school with one of the classes that I was taking, and it just became a lot of drama, and I got so invested in that, and then I needed to come down off of that, so I kind of decided to take a break from YouTube, and I didn't tell you guys that, and I really do sincerely apologize. I am planning on coming back on a more permanent basis, on a more full-time basis, and I am planning on doing 2 videos a week, and the way that I'm going to do it is on Mondays. The videos are going to be kind of a what's coming up in makeup for the website, so I will talk a little bit about what products I will be talking about on Southeast by Midwest, the blog. So for instance, this past week I had a MAC haul. I did a review of the Rimmel Good to Glow highlighter, and I also just did a review of the IT Cosmetics CC Plus Illumination Cream, along with the Heavenly Skin CC Plus Skin Perfecting Brush. So I would have had all of those like in hand, and I would have showed you them, and then on Fridays I'm planning on them being centered around favorites. So for example, like weekly favorites. If I do a monthly favorites, it'll be up on a Friday, and that's where this video comes in at. This is going to be my top 10 favorite eyeshadow singles, and this is actually a collaboration with a great group of ladies that I know from a Facebook group that I'm a part of called Geeks and Beauties. If you like beauty but you're not a geeky, you're not into geek items like Doctor Who or things like that, you can still join, and vice versa. It is actually, we have people of all beauty levels, and we have people of all geek levels that are involved. We actually do have a few guys that are actually in the group as well. So I'm going to link the group down below in case you're interested, and I'm also going to link each of the ladies down below as well, so you can check and see what their favorite eyeshadow singles were as well. So I have eyeshadows in this bag, and behind me I have some makeup remover wipes to clean my hands as I swatch, and I have some just eyeshadow dual-ended applicators from my makeup kit that I will be using to swatch these on the back of my hand. So let's get started. One of the things that I do want to preface with this kind of video is that as I'm currently in cosmetology school studying to be a makeup artist, I'm currently building my makeup artist kit. And currently my kit centers around MAC and Urban Decay products. Now with that, it's not saying that other products aren't good enough to be in my kit. It is just easier for me to get these products. So for instance, MAC offers free shipping, and usually their products get to my doorstep fairly quickly when I order and send it even to my P.O. box. Plus they are constantly offering free 2-day shipping. So, MAC products are just super easy. Plus their eyeshadow singles for like the Pro palettes are only $6. If you have a Z palette, they fit in that as well. So it is always a great option. And I'm sorry I keep squinting. I have a bit of a migraine, and I have the ring light in front of me and then lights to the side of me, so it's kind of hurting my head a little bit. But I also focus on the Urban Decay because I can get those fast because I pay for the Sephora flash shipping for $10 each year. That way I can ship things 2-day shipping to my door, and it doesn't matter how much is in my cart. So I can buy one eyeshadow if I need it. I can buy just however much I need. So I pay for that. So that is why plus I love MAC and Urban Decay shadows. So that's why I'm focusing my kit around that. And I tell you that because for this I have 2 MAC shadows that will be in my favorites. This is my Pro palette, and I have 3 Urban Decays, and the rest are just singles from different brands. So I wanted to kind of preface as to why that is the case. So we're going to start out with the MAC Pro palette. Now for my MAC Pro palette, I currently have just a blush on one side, and then I have eyeshadow singles on the other side. Now initially I was using my Pro palette as similar to a Z palette would, but I actually dropped it, and as you can see, Red Brick kind of suffered because of it, so I put the insert back in. Now, one shadow that is my favorite is actually newer to me, but ever since I've swatched it, I've worn it, and I love it, and that is Satin Taupe, which is right here. It is a great lid shade. I absolutely love it. And then I'm going to pick up Cranberry, which is down here at the bottom. I've actually owned this one for a while. I love this as a kind of winter kind of look, and I kind of put it towards the ends and kind of use that to smoke out my look. So I really, really love that. Alright, so we're going to put Satin Taupe here, and we're going to put Cranberry, and those are those two. I absolutely love them. They are gorgeous. They handle really well on the lid, and they also blend very beautifully. MAC shadows are really good about being very pigmented, but also, you know, and they do have a little bit of fallout, but not just like a huge drastic amount. I actually tested Satin Taupe both with and without foundation on, like putting my eyeshadows on before my foundation and then doing it after, and there really was not like a lot of fallout, and I've done the same thing with Cranberry as well. Next, we're going to go on ahead and get the Urban Decay shadows out of the way. The first one I have is Roadstripe, and this is a white kind of iridescent shade. I really, really enjoy this as an inner corner shade, and also kind of sometimes under the brow. It can be a bit too iridescent, but it really is a gorgeous color. And I mean, you can't really see it when you first pick it up, but once you put it on the skin, it is just absolutely stunning. I mean, you can see the pink, you can see that ice blue. It very much has a very icy look to it, so it works beautifully in the inner corner. The next Urban Decay shade that we have is Bait, and this is just a gold shade, and I mean, it is super, super pigmented. Look at that. Now this one does have a bit more fallout than the MAC shadows, so you really, if you're using it, you kind of want to dust it off. I don't know if you can see all that falling off of there, but see my knuckles? I mean, it has a good bit of fallout. But it is, if you can control the fallout with like some eyeshadow guards or just some tissue when you're using it, and you're making sure to tap it off. Don't blow if you're a makeup artist, or if you're training to become one. Never blow. That's very unsanitary, but it really does work well. And the last Urban Decay shade is Lounge. I absolutely love this. It is so gorgeous. It looks like it's green inside of the packaging, and it looks green on the swab, but once you swatch it, it actually has some brick red behind it, kind of like a brownish shade. Absolutely gorgeous. I love this. It is like a duochrome shade. Now, one of the reasons that I like the Urban Decay shadows is that if I only need one or two for a look, I can just pop these singles in the bag. However, what I have done is that I have the Urban Decay Oz palettes. I have two of them. I have the Theodora palette, which was like all browns and greens, and then I also have the Glinda palette, which was like whites and purples and pinks. I liked the look of the Glinda palette, so I bought an extra empty one off of eBay back when they were being sold. So actually what I do is, if I'm focusing on a certain look, I actually just pop these singles out and I pop them into those. You can also buy, if you look on eBay, you can still buy those. You can also buy the little 4 pans off of Ulta, Sephora, Urban Decay. I think Nordstrom has the little 4 pans for $10, and they'll put out special edition ones occasionally. And they also just came out with a new Pro palette, but I have not tried that. So I will just build a look, and then I'll just change them in and out. So that's why I like these for my kit. Alright, the next two that we're going to do are some drugstore ones. And the first one is Wet n Wild Brulee. This is kind of a cult one, a cult classic one. It is just a white matte shade. I really love this one for that kind of, you know, over the lid, kind of to set your eye primer. It's this one right here at the top. I don't know if you can see it. It is super gorgeous. It is super cheap, and because you're just using it to kind of set your eye primer and to kind of help blend the other shadows, it's the fact that it doesn't last that long isn't super important, because really you're just kind of using it as kind of a base. The primer is going to help your other shadows to last longer, and these shadows that you're using on top of it, this won't affect their longevity. But it kind of helps so that you're not putting your shadows just straight on the primer or straight on your lid, which will break them down faster due to the like grease of your lid and stuff. So this kind of helps that. And it's, like I said, it's super, super cheap, so I love this one. It also works great as a matte highlight under the brow. The next one is L'Oreal Infallible, and this is 337 Endless Sea, which is a blue shade. I also have a green shade, and it was hard trying to choose between the two of them, and it has a little stamper in it. But these are absolutely stunning. So I'm going to show you exactly, like I'm not going to do this off camera so you can't tell what I'm doing, but this is the shadow. This is my empty side of my swab stick. That is, oh, hang on. I just kind of dug into it. I didn't swipe. That is one swipe. And that is one swipe. And there's still a lot more over there. So this is just absolutely gorgeous. I love this shade of this. It is stunning. It is they are super pigmented. And they're gorgeous. If you can find these. Now, I actually got this one on discount at Target, as I did the green one. So I don't even know if you can get this shade anymore, or if the Infallibles are even still in existence. But if you can pick them up, you totally should, because it is great. I don't use it often, but it's amazing. Now, the next one here is NYX's Sin. And this is just one of their hot singles. Now, if you live in an area, like if you live near an Ulta and you want to become a makeup artist and you're starting out building your kit, I highly recommend the NYX shadows if you're not wanting to pay the Urban Decay or the MAC prices, because they are super pigmented. They do last a good bit. They are beautiful. You know, they're really, really gorgeous. It's this one right here. My only issue with this is that I don't really live close enough to an Ulta. My nearest Ulta is like 2 hours away. And shipping on Ulta, because they don't offer that same kind of flash shipping that Sephora does, it is a bit outrageous. So you kind of have to order like $50 worth of stuff. And if I'm only wanting to pick up one or two of these, there's no sense in paying like $10 shipping just for one or two eyeshadows. So that is why I'm currently not centering my kit around NYX. Now, if I lived closer to the Ulta, I would for sure be throwing some of these in there because they are really, really gorgeous. I have a few other ones, but this one is just, it's my favorite, especially for in the spring and in the summer. And especially if you happen to be centering around weddings. If you're doing a lot of weddings, you really should pick up Sin. It should be a must in your kit. Now, the last two shadows that I have are a little bit more upscale. They're not well, one's not exactly high-end, but the first one is actually a Sephora eyeshadow. Packaging looks like this, and this is in shade Fireworks number 22. This is one of their colorful glitter shadows. And as you can see, it is a black shadow with some purple and some blue and some pink glitter to it. And it is super duper pigmented. It is absolutely gorgeous. And it wears beautifully. I love these. I totally recommend buying these. They're absolutely gorgeous. Love it. They are actually super affordable as well, and they go on clearance like ain't nobody's business. I actually got this one for like $3, and I used it before I got my flash shipping, and I actually used this to kind of fill up to that point where I could get the free shipping. So, and the last one, my number 10, is actually a NARS shadow. And this is Himalaya. It is one of their dual intensity shadows. And one of the things that I love about this is the fact that, and I'm trying not to blind you, it has a little mirror in it. So I love that. None of the other ones do. I think that's a great idea. So this is a dual intensity shadow, meaning it can be used both dry and wet, super pigmented. Now, you're gonna, okay, I'm gonna do this above the blue. Look how pigmented that is without being wet. So it's gonna be even more pigmented when it's wet. So just absolutely amazing. Love it. It's this one up here. I don't know if you can see that. But I love this shadow. I want more. I don't use it that often because with it being a NARS shadow, it is a bit more expensive. And if it wasn't so gosh darn expensive, I would totally build my kit around NARS products. I really would. And when I make it as a hip and hot makeup artist, you'll know it because this will be like all over my kit. So those were my top 10 single eyeshadows. Do you have any of the ones that I mentioned, or what are some of your favorites? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure that if you like this video to give it a thumbs up and to share it with all your friends. It helps so much. Also, let me know in the comments down below what kind of favorites videos you want to see. Would you like to see like my favorite foundation, my favorite blushes, anything like that? I need some ideas, so make sure to let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to also follow me on the social medias linked down below because you'll get other posts. Seeing as how I'm really only posting like twice a week, the social media will be a great way to keep up to date with what is really going on and all that, especially with the daily makeup look challenge that I'm doing with myself. So, you know, all that will be through the social media. So until next time, bye!